Today we are going to talk about a craft from the Viking Age called luceting. And I went to tell you a little bit about the history and purpose of luceting, and then we'll get into a little bit of the how-to. So as you can see here, I have a few little things on my table in front of me. I have a ball of yarn. I have two different lucets, so I want to tell you about both of these lucets here. So the one here is made of wood, and it's a little bit fancy. It's got some nice little designs on it. The other one here is made of horn. This is more traditionally what we would have seen used during the Viking Age. These are like the ones that we have an archaeological record of because they were made of horn or they were made of bone. They did not disintegrate. So these are probably the more traditional form of lucet. Now, during the Viking Age, this was a very popular craft. It was used to make this kind of springy cording that you see here. That could be used for belts. It could be used to hold tools. You can sew it if you are of a mind, and you can make coasters or things to put pots on. If you're really industrious, you can make a hat or maybe some gloves by sewing that together. Now, luceting went out of fashion for a while until around the Victorian age, which is where we bring in something that looks more like this. So that's kind of fancy, and you can see all the little designs on that. A bit of a fancier design for the Victorian age. Now, they again went out of fashion for a while. We're starting to see them more and more now. You can buy them fairly inexpensively online. It's a fairly simple craft to master, and you can do a lot with it, and it's a lot of fun. So what I would like to show you now is how to do this. So I'm going to put this guy aside for right now. I'm going to take my luceting off here so I can show you from the very beginning. So I'm going to pull that out. You will notice on this lucet it has these two kind of tines like a fork. It also has this center, this little hole in the center. So what you would do is you're going to take your yarn, you're going to put it through that hole right there in the center, and this just kind of holds it securely. And you can also, just as a note, you don't have to have a lucet to produce a cord that looks like lucet cord. You can make this out of a fork. So if you have a plastic fork, you can take the two center tines out and just use the sides. If you don't have a fork and all you have is a ball of yarn, you can just use two fingers, right? The advantages of having a lucet is if you set it down and you want to come back to it, you can. If you're using your fingers like finger knitting, then that's not going to be quite so easy. So what we are going to do, so we have to make a foundation row. I'm going to come from the back, and I'm just holding my thumb right here just to keep that secure. I'm going to go around, okay? I'm going to go back through, go back around like this, and then I'm going to pull my bottom up over my top. Okay. All right. So now I have a foundation row. So what I do now is just basically the same thing. I'm going to come through from the back forward to the center, and back to the center. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to pull the bottom row up over the top. And I'm going to do it again. I'm in the back, I'm going to come forward around to the center, come back, forward, around to the center, up and over, bottom row over top. And I like to leave mine up a little high on my tines so that I know that my stitches, as I'm doing this, that they are going to be even. Sometimes if you have one, you do one all the way down here and you do one all the way up here, you have kind of a little gap there. So you do want to watch it a little bit, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it goes pretty quick. And I'm going to do a few more so I can pull it down here, the back through the center, up and over, up and over. And you could make a little poem to kind of help you remember if you wanted to, as you're doing your work. Might be something that would be helpful. I used to know some, I can't remember them off the top of my head right now. I would tell them to you. So I encourage you to take some time, see if you can do some luciding, and when you're done, you'll have a nice little cord, and you can use it for all kinds of different things. So I hope that you have fun luciding, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.